So I was kind of wrong about the Galaxy S24. Now, in a world where smaller phones are becoming less popular or they don't get that respect that they deserve when it comes to having the best of the best specs, there are only a few devices to choose from that tick all the boxes of a great smartphone. And the Galaxy S24 just happened to be one of those devices. Now, I've had this since launch day and it's been my daily driver. I've seen its many highs and its many lows. And I think it is finally time to share my thoughts. So is the S24 worth buying in 2024? Let's get into it. Hey guys, my name is Coinsola, but you can call me KJ. So let's start this off with one of the things that I liked about the S24, and that is the hardware. The S24 is definitely one of the cleanest phones out today, and I'm not sure why. It could be the vertical camera design, or the matte finish, or the fact that the Samsung logo is at the bottom that leaves the middle very open, very free, and giving it ample space, unlike the iPhone or even the Pixel devices. Design-wise, there is nothing new under the sun, and I think this might be the same design going forward for the next couple of years till they switch it up to something totally different. It is 6.2 inches tall with Gorilla Glass Victus 2 protecting its outer frame, and it's held up pretty well in that time. There aren't many scratches that are significant whatsoever, and it's fallen on the floor many times and it is still intact. Now, if you indeed get this phone, I think the best colors to get are the purple or the silver. The sides house the volume button and the power button, and one of the few things that improved from the S23 to the S24 are the speakers. They are louder and provide enough bass even with the highest volume, and beside that is the single USB-C port with charging speeds up to 25 watts. Now, I really wish this was 45 watts, but we'll get into the battery details later in the video. Switching to the front, the display is not something Samsung usually mess with, and I'm happy to say that they are continuing this trend, and we have an LTPO display panel with an AMOLED screen, a 120Hz refresh rate, and 2600 nits of max brightness. So this will get you through the sunniest of days or when you're just chilling at home. Now, this also has a vision booster, making this one of the brightest phones for this price point. One downside, well, depending on how you look at it, you get a 1080p display. Sure, there are better ones on the S24 Plus or even the S24 Ultra, but take this from me, you won't really notice it unless you're going to be pixel peeping and really watching if it's really 1080p, which a lot of people will not do. Now, one thing I always appreciate Samsung for is also giving the S24 an ultrasonic fingerprint reader. You might think it's trivial, but on the Pixel 8, for example, that has an optical fingerprint scanner, and we know how not so good that is. With the S24, a slight tap on the screen unlocks your phone. It is quick, and sometimes I don't even know when I've unlocked my phone if I'm not really looking. The S24 also has face recognition, which is great in direct sunlight or any form of light, but once it's dark or the light is dim, it won't even recognize you. It's a shame, really. But overall, the S24's display is probably the best at this $799 price range. It has a lot going for it that the small phone enthusiasts will really appreciate it. Now, another thing they will appreciate is you. Yes, you watching this video right now. Subscribe to the channel. You guys have asked me multiple times how I make so many great videos but have only 19k subs. Well, this is your chance to change that. Also, like this video as this helps the algo push this video to more people. Anyway, hate it or love it, but AI is here to stay, and Samsung is moving in that direction with full force. So let's address the big elephant in the room. There is a lot of debate on Samsung copying Google with these features or even collaborating with them. And in a world where everyone really is just copying everyone, I don't really see the big deal. Google, in my opinion, is kind of ahead of Samsung and most smartphone companies when it comes to AI or the AI features. So this only makes sense that others will copy each other to collaborate. Samsung did both. So in terms of collaborating, Samsung has the circuit to search feature that is also on the Pixel devices, and this is like Google Lens giving birth because circuit to search just works like it, but this time you are highlighting your information or you're highlighting a particular product. Now, if we're talking about copying exactly, then we're talking about Transcript Assist, which is similar to the Recorder app on the Pixel phones. It helps transcribe recorded messages, business meetings, and the likes, and it also kind of specifies how many people are talking at the same time. So if your recordings are too long, you can then use Galaxy AI to summarize the entire note for you. Overall though, what Samsung really wants you to know is that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip is very capable of performing these AI features, because some of them are done on the phone directly and not like on the internet. So I currently use the Snapdragon version instead of the Exynos version, and after watching some other people's review of this phone that have the Exynos version, the benchmark scores aren't so far apart. Will this be in tandem with Apple Intelligence or be in tandem with Gemini AI or whatever in the future? But what I can see from everything going on, it feels like Apple has taken a leapfrog approach or a leapfrog ahead of Samsung or Galaxy AI, because they have a lot of things that are working with the other Apple devices that you can use the iPhone for. Hopefully in the future, Galaxy AI begins to evolve or begins to transcend into something totally different, because let's face it, a lot of these AI features are on every other phone, or you can just even find it online. So I think Samsung needs to show us something that nobody else has. We'll see. A big area for contention is the battery life, and last year the S23 dropped the ball with its battery life, and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 didn't really help it either. This time around, the S24 has seen a slight increase this year, making this about 4,000 mAh of battery, and I'm happy to say that the battery here is a lot better. After a few updates, the ups and downs of each one, battery optimization has improved with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and adaptive battery has set in and learned all my habits. I can say I can leave my apartment and not worry about having any form of battery anxiety. The battery here gives me about 7 hours of screen on time, or even 8 depending on what I'm doing. Okay, we have to talk about the cameras on the S24, and there is literally no difference in the battery specs between the S24 and the S23. Same camera, same specs, which will give you the same picture quality, and it kind of does, and it's what we have come to expect. One thing I wish was different was the selfie camera is when it comes to the color temperature or how it processes pictures. I deadass look orange when using the front-facing camera, and because of this, I subconsciously don't take pictures of myself when I'm using this phone. I prefer to use the iPhone or even use the Pixels, and it sucks, I know. For everything else, like daylight pictures, they come out pretty good. They're punchy, crispy, with good dynamic range, and Samsung's picture profile adds a lot of saturation than usual. So if you don't really like editing your pictures, then this might be the phone for you. Having a telephoto lens is also a nice to have, as it allows for really good portrait images. Now, if you want to zoom ahead like a 30x zoom, you can. I have no idea why you would want to do that, but the option is there. The ultra wide will always be my favorite lens that I don't really use often. The ability to just capture more is great, and the S24 does it in great detail. For video, this can shoot in 8K, which is kind of crazy because I don't think there are a lot of 8K displays in the world. And don't get me wrong, shooting in a higher resolution like 8K gives you enough detail which you can then downgrade to 4K if you're editing in any video editing software. But practicality says most people that get this aren't video editors. As I've said at the very beginning of this video, there are only a few compact phones that tick the boxes of an overall great smartphone, and the S24 is the epitome of having more for less. This is a great phone. It has a lot of things going for it, and it can only get better. However, I do wish the price for this was $699, and it would then compete with the Pixel 8, because that is also great value. But alas, we all can't have what we want, can we? But yeah, the Galaxy S24, what do you guys think about it? Comment down below and let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and also like this video as this helps the algorithm show this to more people. Thank you guys for watching. My name is KJ, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.